Hello and greetings. Good morning. You're reaching out to Augustine, and I'm here to give us a quick review of the just concluded mass adoption meeting. The mass adoption meeting held on Wednesday, and I was not able to give the feedback on Thursday. Now, the reason why that happened was simple. I had a transaction with the bank. I made a transfer, and I was debited, but the other party wasn't credited. And of course, these things do happen from time to time. So I went to the bank, and previously, when I go to the bank, in a matter of few minutes, it's all resolved. You know, and the way it's designed is such that it can reverse. The transaction can reverse, but mine did not reverse. So I had to get it sorted out at the bank yesterday. And unlike other days, if you go to the bank, you find out that it's seriously congested. In fact, I went to the bank and I spent several hours in the bank just to see that my matter is logged in, not sorted out. They said I should give it some time, about 7 working days. By the time I had finished and I came back, I had a whole lot on my desk to attend to, and I couldn't meet up with my daily review of today's mass adoption or the weekly mass adoption meeting. So today I'm here to give us a summary. So welcome to my broadcast, and I'm Augustine, one of the many voices in our community. And today I'm going to talk about what the administration said in our mass adoption meeting. Remember, I am summarizing. I'm not going to give word for word, but I will summarize because there's a whole lot he talked about within that 1 hour or about 45 minutes he spoke. And then the other 1 hour was for people to ask questions. So many people asked as many questions as possible. Now, before I would even begin, I want to highlight the concerns of the community. And then after highlighting that, then I begin with what the administration told us in the mass adoption meeting. Now, I want to be particular. I don't know about other countries of the world, but I want to be particular about Nigeria. These are the challenges that Nigerian communities are facing now. Number one, the Nigerian community are reluctant to build the Simply Brilliant community anymore. And the reason why they are reluctant at this point is because of promises that the administration has made and has not kept to his own part of it. And the first challenge that they are having is the fact that the exchange came on and then the exchange went off. That was the first challenge. Now, it is not the fault of the administration that that happened. It is the fact that the members in the community were not well coordinated and they did everything humanly possible to crash the system. That was one. Two, on the part of the administration, he did not anticipate that it was going to go that way. We used K-Love then, and in the process of using K-Love, we nearly tanked the price, and then the administration had to act. And then in the process of acting, we had to stop the exchange for some time. And it was impromptu. Now, some people's money were in the exchange, and mine was also in the exchange. Yes, I have over 15,000 in the exchange, $15,000 in the exchange. Now, I said $15,000. I didn't say that is what I have. I said over. And a number of other people had. In fact, I can say I'm one of those that has a chunk of funds in the exchange. And I'm okay. I don't have an issue with that because I had anticipated that we are building an economy and these are part of growing pains. I'm going to get back my money, very sure. But when I would get it, I do not know. It may be this month, it may be next month, it may be in 2 months' time, 6 months' time. I don't know, but that's not my concern. Now, this is a major concern that people are having in Nigerian community. And I'm also certain that other communities are experiencing such challenge. But I want you to be confident because these are all part of growing pains. We are working to see that we save humanity. And to save humanity, there are things that we will do that would not be to the best benefit of humanity. We may need to withdraw and then decide another direction to go. Now, I want us to hang on that. Now, secondly, the challenge that Nigerian community are also having is the fact that they staked their funds And there was an individual who met me and said something. He said that in the mass adoption meeting, the administration made a promise that if you stake your money, that after 30 days, you would get back your money with an interest. Now, this is his own words. He also said that if you stake your money and we don't before 30 days you are not able to get your money, that you are not able to get your interest, you can decide to withdraw your capital or your principal. And that he staked in some money, and the challenge he had was that he staked in borrowed money, and that after borrowing some money, he made a promise that he was going to get back the money after 30 days. And that he complicated matters because he wanted to make sure that he gets good returns. I mean, the first installment, the first interest he gets, he wants to get good returns. So he ended up borrowing from a number of people with the hopes that after 30 days he would send the money back to them. And that it did not happen. And this has, in a way, devastated him. But he's still active in the community, and he's hoping that he remains active. So this is the second challenge people are having, and I want to quickly address this challenge. The first thing I want to say is that we're a community still growing, and I know that I am not trying to side any party at this point, because the administration had his intent of seeing that it goes as expected. But it was within that timeline that he decided to rock pull K-Love and then started to build Joy G. And this was a challenge. There were a whole lot of complications involved with K-Love, which in the future we would know about. It is not something that will be disclosed now. But the point was that the administration had to act to the best of the interest of the community and did what he had to do. And it was because of that that further extended the staking opportunity. And we are getting to the second month. I, for one, I staked $1,000. And I staked the very day the staking was launched. And in the next few days, it will be the second month that I'm supposed to get my 10%. And my 10% is about $100. So I'm supposed to get $200. And a number of other people did the same. Now, some people were watching to see that others will get their returns on investment, at least for once. And it has actually further made them doubt. They are now afraid of putting in their money because those who put in their money hasn't gotten it yet. Now, let me address this. Another thing I want to say about this staking is that everybody who staked will get their returns. And others, some other people who have not gotten their first month and their second month is almost due, the administration will give you back your money in retroactively. He would give you 10% of what you are supposed to get, and then also give you a compounded interest of it, which is for this month, which is the month of March. So you are going to get your returns for that of February, and you're also going to get your returns for that of March. That's for sure. So some of us who are really concerned about it should exercise patience. It will be resolved. And once it is resolved, all that you are supposed to get as an interest, you would get it back. This is something I want us to be sure about. Do not get so bugged or concerned about the fact that you've not gotten your money. You'll get it back. And for the fact that you borrowed some money and you've not yet gotten it, yes, please, I would humbly request that you tell the people who you borrowed the money from to exercise patience, so that after a while you will refund the money back to them. I know that everybody's case are peculiar, and I'm actually giving a feedback so that people will know that in this broadcast I make, it's not all about progress. Sometimes challenges come, and it's only evident for you to hear those challenges. And I'm not saying it to be negative. I'm saying it so that people will know that you are not the only one experiencing that challenge. Every other person out there are experiencing it. And I happen to be one of those who are also experiencing the challenge. Yes. So on the staking part, people are really concerned. But I want you to be rest assured that everything that you put into this community will be given back to you with an interest. No cause for alarm. Now, moving forward, another thing that the people are concerned about is also the buyback. The buyback opportunity is there. And the admin said first come, first serve. That was what he said. First come, first serve, meaning that those who did it on time will get the returns on time. That's exactly what it means. Those who do it on time will get their returns on time. And some people's own has lingered for over a week. Some people's own has lingered for over 2 weeks. And they are concerned about the fact that it has lingered more than 2 weeks. You know, but I want us to also exercise patience. In due time, in due course, you would get back your buyback with an interest. Now, why I'm saying this is because many people are saying that they don't want to build again because of these challenges. I want us to know that these are all part of growing pains. That's what I want us to know. It is all part of growing pains. And when you picture a child that is still at the infantry level, the child goes for immunizations, and then at night the child complains or cries, and then the parents make sure that the child, is as much as possible comfortable. It may take a while, maybe 2 3 days, before the child gets back to normal. And at some point, when the child is having toothing, the child is having teeth, it's also sometimes a growing challenge. And it actually tells very hard on the parents. And sometimes over a week, the parents are looking for how to, help the child to be calm. So what I'm trying to point out is that we are growing. Most of us here, they want it immediately. But one thing I should bring to your attention is, if you are not patient in this community, don't think that you are going to just get it on a platter of gold. The people who we are looking at in this community that will stand at the top are those who are patient. Many people are not patient. Many people want it very fast. It doesn't play out like that in this community. If you are patient in this community, you are going to first of all enjoy the benefits of getting to the core team, or on the backup team, or on the rotator team. So many people who are not willing to pay the price, they will stay for 1 month, 2 months, at least 3 months or 4 months, and they will fall off. We in this community are encouraging that if you are going to get anything from this community, you must be able to stay connected for at least 1 year. This is the truth. Now, you can also get things from this community almost immediately. Yeah, as long as you're able to understand the community and then replicate. If you are able to understand this community and replicate, then all the better. Anytime you involve someone to this community, you are enjoying 45%. That's what you will enjoy. And going forward, provided the person is committed to staying in this community, you will continue to get 45% whenever the person pays a subscription fee. Now, it's up to you to determine how much influence you want to have. That's how it is. So if you choose to expand your base by bringing in as many people as possible who are going to stay committed, then very good. It means that each time the person make commitment, you make your benefits. So what I'm trying to point out here is that we should wait and be patient. You know. Now I've given a summary of the challenges the people are having. Now let's go into the main details. What we talked about in the mass adoption meeting. Now the administration made us understand that everybody is actually waiting to get that withdraw button, and that withdraw button will be available very soon. This was what the administration said. It will be available very soon. And when it is available, that those on the core team and the backup team will be able to withdraw. Now, he also said that he's trying to interlink the system so that you would not just withdraw your money and then put it into your MetaMask doing nothing. He also wants it such that you can put your money to work by withdrawing your money and automatically staking it. Yes, that's what he said. He wants a situation where those who will withdraw their money, they can stake it automatically so that after 30 days, they would get their 10%. And the good thing is that in every 10 days, you are able to get $30 to make your subscription fee payment. So therefore, every 90 days, you should get $90. So that means after 30 days from when you've gotten $90, you can get an interest of $9, which is 10% of $90. And the beautiful thing is that you can continue to make your withdrawals every day. When it sums up to $30, you can put it into your staking offer and then stake that money. And then after you've done it for 30 days, you get your reward. If you choose to compound it, in fact, you can compound in sets. Set one, you got $90, you compounded it. Set two, you got $90, you can compound it. You can even make it such that every 10 days you stake $30. And then if you stake $30, meaning that in 1 month you stake $90, but then you do it in multiples of 10 days. And after every 10 days, you are getting multiples of $10, or sorry, multiples of 10% after every 30 days. So that means if you are able to do it and you do it well, you can be getting quick returns after every 30 days. And you can make it in such a way that after every 30 days and then 10 days following, you get the order. 10 days following, you get the order. 10 days following, because each day you get, you stake. And then you stake in multiples like that. After 30 days, you keep getting it. Now, all these things are designed for a singular purpose. And what's the purpose? To see that the price of Joy G remains on top. Now, let's share our screen so that we can see what I'm talking about. All right, so the screen is now being shared. Let me first of all refresh my page. Now, let's look at this. I'm sure you're seeing my screen. The total liquidity we are having at this point is 161,456. And our total volume is 132,851. Now, you see these two things, they speak volumes about how well this coin is doing in our community. Another thing I also want us to take note of is this. Now, through the buyback process, you see, this is the reason why the administration cannot fast track the buyback process, because he knows the supply is limited. And as long as this community exists, he wants to keep the supply that way. In the mass adoption meeting on Wednesday, he said that he's not in a haste to put our coin in the market, because if he puts our coin in the market, that there are going to be individuals who are financially buoyant that may decide to buy a good number of the limited supply, and it's going to create confusion. The purpose of Joy G is for members of the community to become rich over time. Remember that we are building this membership base into 1 billion, and it is designed in such a way that any new person who comes in must sow his seed for 1 year consistently. This is the rule in this community. When you come in, you must sow your seed for at least 1 year. And after sowing that seed for 1 year, then you can now begin to reap your fruits. If you are not able to sell your seed for 1 year, you can never reap any fruits. This is a law in this community. So those who are given to quick term gratification, I'm sorry, it's not going to benefit you. If you are looking for something to get immediately, please go out and look for other systems. But remember that as we build these our principles, we are going to make sure that at some point, humanity will come under the umbrella of our Simply Brilliant community. Now, that will be done because the elites are going to give you no other option than to accept their microchip agenda. And if you don't comply, then that means they will kill you off. But we will be there offering you an alternative. And I am sure that these people has a plan. 2030 is their deadline. I mean, it's their hard-locked deadline. By 2030, you will lose everything that pertains to you. You lose your freedom, you lose your sovereignty, including your government would have lost their sovereignty. They are setting up the new world order. And if you are paying attention, you will know that what I'm saying is not wrong. You are seeing that the Federal Reserves, they are raising interest rates, even though some banks has fallen. Now, it also means that the banks are going to fall like a pack of cards. Now, when these banks start falling, what do you think people will do? Of course, there will be confusion everywhere. It is not just going to be in the United States. This will ripple to everywhere because the elite, the Babylon system is falling apart. It is also going to affect Africans. The African banks will also soon start failing, and other banks will continue to fall and fail. Now, when this happens, what do you think that people will do as a reaction to what is happening? Simple. They will go to gold and keep their money because gold has always proved itself over time. Some people will decide to also put their money in other cryptocurrencies. Okay. Some people will do other things. But the point I'm driving at is that the price of gold is going to go up exponentially this between now and the next maybe 2-3 years. It's going to, in fact, by 2030, the price of gold will be so high that whoever it is that chooses to put his money in that gold will become well-to-do. I mean, financially well-to-do. Now, in our community, we are making sure that we are building over time. If you want to be wealthy in this world, now admin calls it abundance. Abundance is not wealth. If you go to the ocean, even if you pick all the gallons on earth and you choose to collect water from the ocean, you can't exhaust the ocean. That is the wisdom and the miracle of God. That is exactly what this community is also doing. Our community is giving wealth to individuals such that not even a nation can exhaust the wealth given to that individual. And the beautiful thing is that there are categories of the core team, the backup team, and the rotator team. So these people are going to provide so much liquidity, not just for 1 billion active members, but for humanity at large. And we are going to continue to upgrade in our organization to the point where we'll be so organized. There's a level of impeccable organization we'll have that we will begin to, humanity will become, we'll be attracted to humanity. Humanity will want to hold us. 1 out of 7 people will always want to have Joy G. 1 out of 7 people want to have at least GGR. These are the things that will happen as we grow our community. And we're not just stopping there. As the fourth industrial revolution are being set up by the elite, which is going to be characterized by automation, artificial intelligence, and robotics. So it's going to be an advent of AI. And as AI is coming in, you can't compete against an AI. An AI is 10 times smarter than you. If you bring in the smartest guy and then you compete with an AI that has been trained using neural network and all that, I tell you that the human being doesn't have a chance. Now, if we are allowed to allow these things to come and then take over, they are going to make sure that humanity, and that is the plan the elites have. But I'm trying to make you guys understand that we have a goal, and our goal is a long-term goal. Many people are looking at the short term, and that's the problem why many people are falling off from the core team, falling off from the backup team, falling off from the rotator team. If you see the future of what we are doing, I tell you, you will believe and you will hold on. It's the mindset. If your mind is made up that you won't fall off, you won't fall off. Many people are concerned that their money is stuck here, is stuck here, is stuck here, and that is the reason why they can't continue. I don't agree with that, because your mind is powerful and it is the will to survive. If you are drowning in an ocean and your mind to survive is there, somehow you'll succeed. Don't say, I can't swim. It's your mind. It's when you accept to die that you drown. This is what I'm telling you about, that the mind is powerful. If you choose to fall out, you chose to fall off. And the people that are going to be in the core team, backup team, and rotator team, I am not mixing words. They are going to be the new powers that be on this earth. Because I do not see any crypto or any system that will have as much finance as these people. We are talking about those who will be getting an equal match. We haven't gone into SBC. Are you aware that there is a possibility of the value of 1 billion grains of gold when we get to our economy phase being over $4.5 billion for one? That means the value of one SBC will be over $4.5 billion. And some people have so much. Some have 100, some have 1,000. And some of you on the core team, backup team, rotator team are getting 200, 150 every month. So without mixing words, when we are in our economy phase, some of us will have over 5,000. Some of us will have over 10,000. Yes. And then the value of one is over 4.5 billion. What kind of person will you be by then? I can obviously tell you, you are going to be a world power. But the system will checkmate you so that you don't do things that are out of place. These are the futuristic visions of our community. And I'm here to tell you that if you are able to hold on to that vision, you will succeed. As it is now, look at our numbers. We are having 1,997. In the previous K-Love, we were over 6,000. So the buyback process is still going on. And I also think that if it does not accommodate everybody this month, then it will extend into next month. But the point is for you to think that they will fast track it so that you will get your coins. I want you to take out that mindset. You have to be patient. Everybody must pass through this process. And the beautiful thing is, the longer you wait, the more you get more value, more returns, because the price is going up. Let's scroll down. Look at how it is. This is the 1 hour chart. Are you seeing that it is consistently moving and it's moving? And now this is the new value that it is, even though it's been going up and it's been going up, and the all-time high so far has been 3,312. But the point I'm driving at is that as people are coming in through the buyback process, this value is naturally appreciating because most of these people are kind of hodling. Okay, now another thing is, even though the price tanks, the administration decides to tank it. This is now the new standard value, around 2,900. So even if it tanks, it will still come back up to 2,900. And as the buyback process continues, it will get to 3,000. As the buyback process continues, it may get to 3,500. It may get to 4,000. And each of us who have reasonable amount of coins, let me use an instance. Myself, as at then, I had over $1,000 in my K-Love before the buyback process. And as at now, this money has doubled several times. In fact, sometimes it has quadrupled, and it has even gone 5 times. So by the time I'm getting my returns, I'll be getting something reasonable. I don't know what it will be. But the point I'm driving at is patience. I will be patient until I get my returns. And I would also implore every other person to be patient. I am also one of those who have my money in the exchange. I will be patient till I get it. I am also those who were the first set who staked, and I staked about $1,000. In fact, not about, particularly $1,000. I will be patient till I get it. And I'm going to not just get it, I'll get it with an interest. Those who are going to be billionaires in this community should have a mindset. If you don't change your mindset, if you are given to short-term gratification, then at some point you will lose your patience and you'll fall away. So I'm actually here to tell you what the summary of the mass adoption meeting was, and then adding all these other things so that you would understand my line of thoughts. The bulk of what the administration talked about was because everybody wanted to withdraw. And he's making you understand that you can make your withdrawals, but he's creating checks and balance so that you don't just withdraw your money and then leave it there. Let your money work for you. That's where the staking is. And every other person who have staked, by the time the withdraw button is coming out, you would also see the staking. It will come out like simultaneously. And then you should be able to withdraw your money. Yes, you should be able to withdraw if you want to withdraw. For myself, I have forgotten the $1,000 for at least 1 year. I'm going to get a total of 2,850, around that range. Yes. And I'm also going to see other opportunities because the administration will also have other opportunities to help us to benefit in the course of this year. And as those opportunities avail themselves, I would also take advantage of it. And people asked questions. People were concerned the fact that the administration has stopped the competition. Now, he did it because he saw that a lot of people were using the competition to do a whole lot of ungodly things, a whole lot of shady things. So the administration stopped it because he wanted people to do the right thing. And then if you want to get your rewards, then work. When you work, you get your rewards from the person you bring into this community. You should be very careful about who you bring in because you don't have to bring in someone who will put in money and then lose money. You have to make sure that the person who puts in that money should keep it there for at least 1 year. Because in this community, apart from the fact that when you bring in someone, you get a 45% gain by the system rewarding you for bringing in someone, the other 5% plus the 5% from the admin will sum up to 10%. So therefore, we'll use that 10% for goodwill. Let this be clear. Some are saying, why is it not 50%? This is why it is now 45%. So the point I'm actually driving at is anybody who you bring into this community should be committed to stay for at least 1 year. If you are unwilling to stay for 1 year, then don't even give the person an opportunity to come in, or else it may become difficult or it will create saga. It will create a misunderstanding. And when it creates that misunderstanding, you are going to end up creating a troll. I don't know what people are telling people, but I have some downlines, okay? And I can tell you that all my downlines will remain committed till they get their rewards. In fact, a good number of my downlines are on the core team and backup team, and a few are on the rotator team. I would bring in more over time, but I have to make sure that I find the right set of people. We are mining. That's what you and I are doing, human mining. Human mining involves when you are going about the conventional mining process, you will find that there are a whole lot of nonsense you pick up. But out of the nonsense, you should be able to filter out the gold. And even when you see the gold, it is in its raw form, kind of unattractive before you begin the refining process. And that is what we are doing in this community. You involve them into this community, you train them, you teach them, and then they go for lectures through mass adoption meeting. That is the refining process to make you think, talk, and act like someone that is going to be influential in the future. We are working from a futuristic point of view. At some point, it will become very easy in this community. But I want you to know that by the time it becomes very easy, those who will be coming in then will be getting crumbs. I'm sure you've eaten bread. Now, those things that fall off are crumbs. And it is ants that go to take crumbs. And if you don't clear that place, it will be filled with ants. Now, I'm not saying that the people who will come in that time are going to be ants. But what I'm trying to say is that what they would get compared to what you are getting now, it's now that we are going to get the bulk of what we're supposed to get, because we are still at the very early stage of this community. So if you are here listening to me, or you will listen to me, I want you to hold on. I don't want you to continue to say, the thing is becoming somehow. So many people are ascribing a whole lot of ungodly, unreasonable things to this system. I want you to know that everything has its price. When you pay the price, you would get the reward. So I won't be surprised that before the end of this week, this will get to 3,000. Now, why I'm calling it 3,000 is because at its default state, now, even if admin tanks it, it will come back to this initial position, 2,900. Let me say 2,900. And as more and more buyback process continues, it would naturally continue to increase. So those of you who have your equal match, are you aware that some of us who have up to 2,000, you multiply that by this? I mean, can you picture what you are by now? You are good to go. But for you to access this result or access this wealth, you have to also be patient. We are in phase 1, where you'll be able to pay your subscription fee every 10 days. Phase 2, you'll be able to pay your subscription fee every 6 days or less. So there will be more returns, and admin is using Joy-G to leverage on the market. Now, everything happening is not ultimately through the buyback. There are people who are seeing this coin and they are taking advantage of it. So admin is using everything to make sure that you and I are happy. And a human being who is financially buoyant can only get one of these coins for 2,900 plus. But you, what did you have to do to get it? Your subscription fee. You find out that some of you may not even be able to pay subscription fee for that long before we get to our economy phase. You may not be able to pay up to 2,900 or 3,000 before we get to our economy phase. And the amount of returns or equal match you have may be 5 or 10 times more than anybody who comes in through the market. So what does this imply? It implies that being a member in this community is 10 times more beneficial than those who are on the outside. So I dare to say that at the long run, which is few months, few years from now, people will begin to flood into this community because of what we stand to benefit by becoming a member, by staying in this community. Merchant adoption will soon start. Our gold-backed system will soon. A lot is for us. So hold on, okay? Hold on. Don't continue to complain. It's not going to benefit either of us, okay? So on this note, let me stop sharing my screen. And I think I've been able to pass on the message. The bulk of everything that was talked about was about the buyback, about the payment of your subscription fee. So many people are not being accountable. So many people are not responsible enough. I want you to be responsible. Responsibility is like a father. Have you seen an irresponsible father? Let me tell you what an irresponsible father looks like. An irresponsible father has children and has a wife, but does not come home to take care of his family. Instead, he spends his time with his friends, spends money lavishly in beer parlors and all those places, and then hangs out with women. And after doing that, he comes back home and beats his wife and then complains about his children. That's an irresponsible father. Nobody would want to identify with an irresponsible father. So in this community, I ask a question: are you an irresponsible steward? If you're an irresponsible steward, this our organization will not accommodate you. Therefore, they are going to filter you out. If you look at the core team, backup team, and rotator team, the IT has upgraded it in such a way that you cannot expire. If you expire, you won't find yourself there. If your account expires, you fall out. So be a responsible steward and hold on to your position, because it's not so far from now. It's not so far from now. We'll get to our destination. All right, brother Chinedu, I'm impressed. Brother Chinedu is on my broadcast. I'm seeing him make a comment for the first time. There is a lot for us to learn. We have to understand that only the strong, you won't be a billionaire in this community by accident. It won't happen. You have to understand that it is only the best of the best. And the best of the best are not those who are financially buoyant, but those who have the willpower to follow through. That's all. It's just the willpower. I tell you the truth. All right. On this note, let me say that I've been able to pass the message. I've passed the message very well. So please, I would appreciate it if you like this video. Share this video to all your friends and subscribe. If you are just tuning into my broadcast for the very first time, please do well to subscribe to my channel so that anytime I'm live, you can get notifications and keep up with the progress of our community. All right, let me quickly give shout outs to those who have looked at and made some comments. Good morning, our great leader, Mr. Augustine. Thank you very much, madam. And thanks for your consistency as well. Hello, brother Ambassador Augustine. Thank you for the good work you are doing for the betterment of our SBC community. You're welcome, sir. I appreciate. And then my beloved brother, this is a brother from another mother. His name is Brother Chinedu. And we've had good experiences together. I do appreciate. And the good thing is that he's also my downline. Thank you for following up on my broadcast. I appreciate. All right. So if you have questions to ask within this short while, please ask your questions. But if you don't have any questions to ask, you can just make your comments if you want to. But if you don't want to, I'm fine as well. Atanda Dora, hello, brother. Hi. Hope you're doing great. Keep up the good work. I will. I do appreciate you as well. I am a responsible steward. All right. I love that. So let everyone be a responsible steward and don't be a nagging person. Don't be a nagging person. The mind of the administration is good. Whatever you are seeing happening is not on purpose. He's doing it so that you and I will not be swallowed up by what the elites are planning. Okay? All right. So finally, good morning, brother. Ahead, SBC. All right. I do appreciate your feedback. Everybody, you guys are loved. You guys are blessed. You guys are appreciated. I love each and every one of us. And I love TBC as well, because I know that my future is sure as a member in this community. I don't know what the outside world has for me, sincerely speaking. I don't. But when I look into TBC and I see the future, I see it's very clear. Are you aware that everything is going up? The cost of everything is going up. I mean, what will it look like in another 2-3 years from now? I wonder how people will survive. Yes, I wonder. I really, especially here in Nigeria, that we just recently moved to another president. We are going to really go through a whole lot in Nigeria this year, for the next 4 years. But I tell you that Nigeria are going to have the most growth you've ever seen in these next 4 years. People want a place that is going well. That's why you see the growth in Nigeria very well within the next 4 years. I can tell you the truth. And I also believe that it's going to be similar to other countries of this world. All right, I believe I've passed on the information. Since I didn't see any feedback, any question, I believe our information was enjoyed. So remember to like, share, subscribe, share to all your groups, okay? So I'll be coming your way again some other time. I don't know when, depending on how the administration gives feedback. On the blog, I would also come in to give us feedback. So congratulations to you who have watched. Together, we're going to make this world a better place, in love and in respect. God bless you. Cheers, and bye for now.